Hello everyone. Okay, so we have completed our chapter number 4. We have also done the practice MCQ session. So we were on the chapter number 5 when people rebel 1857 and after. Okay, so basically in this whole chapter we are going to prepare about the 1857 revolt. We are going to get a very deep information about 1857 and a lot more than that. Okay, and what happened after 1857 and what led to 1857. Okay, so, coming towards the first paragraph, policies and the people, in this, it's just a preview of this chapter that what we are going to learn about in this chapter. You have also seen how people resist policies and actions and harm their interests or go against their sentiments. So, basically, it's just about the policies, about the things happen to kings, queens, peasants, landlords, tribal soldiers in the previous chapter about which we have already read. Now coming towards the Nawabs lose their power. So first incident coming comes here, that is how the Nawabs of India lost their powers and were losing their powers gradually, right? So the first thing here comes, that is a important thing that here it tells that gradually authority and honor of Nawabs were when they were losing their authority and their honor. So this was just all because of Britishers. And here the first thing comes Rani Lakshmi Bai. Here there is an example of Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi. She wanted company to recognize her adopted son as heir to the kingdom. So we know that in the doctrine of lapse policy, okay, we have already learned about doctrine of lapse policy, right? So doctrine of lapse policy, what was in this policy? So basically in this policy it was about that any ruler, if any ruler have no male child, male successor, then that rulers, after that ruler's death, the whole property will be taken by the Britishers, according to the doctrine of lapse. Okay, so Rani Lakshmi Bai didn't have any son. Okay, she didn't have any son of her own. She adopted a son, and Britishers don't let that son to be the heir of the Jhansi. They wanted the Jhansi to be annexed by the Britishers because they think that Rani Lakshmi Bai don't have a son. She has just adopted. If everyone will adopt a son, then the doctrine of lapse policy won't even work, right? Okay, coming towards the next. Okay, so first thing here comes, second thing here comes Peshwa Bajirao, the son of Peshwa Bajirao II, Nana Sahib. So Nana Sahib was the adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II. Okay, he was the adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II. So basically, Nana Sahib was the adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II. So it is almost same case like Jhansi. So Peshwa Bajirao II's adopted son Nana Sahib also said Britishers that they can't take his father's, means Peshwa Bajirao II's land from him because he is the successor of this land, and he owned that land, he owed that land, but Britishers were not even agreeing to this. So this was these clashes were going on. Now, however, the company, confident of its superiority and military powers, turned down these pleas. So it shows that company was so much confident, too much confident over his superiority and military powers. He knew that India is not as strong as they were. So that is why company didn't listen to any of these pleas and just ignored them. Here comes the next thing. Awadh was last to be annexed in 1857. 56. Okay, so basically in 1801 subsidiary alliance implemented in India. Do you know about subsidiary alliance? Let me just tell you that subsidiary alliance was nothing but it's just about, it was another policy by Britishers like doctrine of lapse. So subsidiary alliance, the thing was that what Britishers did, they sent a part of the British army to each and every king and asked them to keep this army for their protection and also feed that army by their own by their own income from their kingdom, which from the kingdom's tax. Okay, and they said that they have to also pay the rent to the Britishers as they are giving their military to the kings. Okay, so it was basically, it should be of two sides, it should be, this agreement should be between two sides, but it was only from Britishers. Okay, and kings were not even participating in any of the any of the agreements. It was just only from the side of Britishers. They said that they will kings have they will give the give a part of their army to the kings, and also kings have to pay the rent to the Britishers. Even if kings don't want any British army to be involved in their king to be involved in the king's army, but still they have to, because Britishers wanted that, and they were so powerful that kings have to follow whatever they are saying. Okay, so here comes this subsidiary alliance was implemented in which year? 1801. Important question. And secondly, Awadh in Uttar Pradesh, we know Ramji's born place. So Awadh was the last place to be annexed in 1856 on the basis of subsidiary alliance, because the Lord Dalhousie, at that time Governor General of India was Lord Dalhousie, and he blamed Awadh Nawab. He blamed the Nawab of Awadh that Nawab is misgoverning Awadh, and just spread this rumor throughout the country that Awadh is being misgoverned by the Nawabs of Awadh. That is why Britishers have to take this place by their own, so that people of Awadh would be so pleased after if they rule over Awadh, if Britishers rule over Awadh. Okay, so this is how in 1857-56 it was the last place which was annexed. Now here comes the last paragraph. The company even began to plan how to bring the Mughal dynasty on to an end. So they also wanted this Mughal dynasty. We know what is dynasty. Dynasty is the series of rulers, hereditary rulers. For example, Babur, then Humayun, then Akbar, then Jahangir, then Shah Jahan, then Aurangzeb. This was a dynasty. Okay, this is called a dynasty of hereditary rulers. So they also wanted this dynasty to end up. Okay, so in 1849, Dalhousie, Lord Dalhousie, on your screen, I have also shown you the picture of Lord Dalhousie. He announced that after the death of Bahadur Shah Zafar, we know at that time the last Mughal emperor of India was Bahadur Shah Zafar. So at that time, Dalhousie announced that after the death of Bahadur Shah Zafar, his family will be out of Red Fort. So basically, the Mughal rulers used to live in Red Fort from the beginning. Okay, from the beginning they were living in Red Forts. Their dynasty was living in the Red Fort, on which we right now, you know, on which we right perform our country's functions and all stuff, right? So at that place, Bahadur Shah Zafar used to live, and Dalhousie, this man, announced that after the death of Bahadur Shah Zafar, his family will be out of Red Fort, and there will be no more any other ruler ruling in the or living in the Red Fort. Only Britishers will be allowed. And after Dalhousie did this, Lord Canning, he did in which year? Lord Dalhousie announced this thing in 1849. Okay, in 1849. Now comes to the next one. Here comes the next one. Lord Canning. Now, what did this person did? Lord Canning in 1850, in 1856, okay? In 1856, he announced that he decided that Bahadur Shah Zafar will be the last ruler, and his descendants will be only called princes, and there will be no more any Mughal ruling in the India. Okay, so this was announced by Lord Canning in 1856. I again repeat that he decided that Bahadur Shah Zafar will be the last ruler, and his descendants, means his sons will be called only as princes, not as rulers anymore. Okay, now this paragraph ends here. If you got any doubt, any questions, anything related to this paragraph that I've explained you yet, then please mention in the comment box. I'll definitely answer your all questions and all queries as soon as possible. I know this chapter, the first paragraph, was quite lengthy, but because this chapter is a very important and very crucial part of history, so this is very important to read and learn each and every point of this chapter. So thank you. Have a good day.